Good afternoon, East Alabama and West Georgia. Dr. Don in here with you as we are going to give you an update on the weather situation across the southeastern United States this afternoon. We have a tornado watch that has been issued by the Storm Prediction Center out of Norman, Oklahoma. This watch is going to be in effect until, and we have a couple of different watches that are out there for portions of Alabama. We're going until 5 o'clock this afternoon. That'll be 6 o'clock on the eastern side of the time zone. That covers just about all of the counties in the Dr. Don coverage area of East Alabama and West Georgia. That would include Talladega, Clay, Randolph in Georgia. It includes Heard County, Troup County, Harris County, and back in Alabama, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, Clay, Talladega, Coosa, Tallapoosa, Chambers, and again, Lee County. So that's all of our coverage area with the exception of Carroll County and Cleburne and Calhoun. And we've got some big thunderstorms up there. We've had multiple severe thunderstorm warnings just north of the I-20 area up toward Gadsden. We've also had a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings in Carroll County. So it wouldn't surprise me for the Storm Prediction Center to come back and add Cleburne, Calhoun, and Carroll of our coverage area into this tornado watch, or maybe a separate severe thunderstorm watch could be issued for the northern counties up there on the north end. But across most of our counties, we do have that tornado watch in effect this afternoon into the 5 p.m. Central Hour for East Alabama, 6 o'clock for our eastern county, eastern zone counties over in Georgia. And that there's a possibility that could get extended on into the overnight hours because we're looking at multiple waves of weather across the area this afternoon, or at least the potential to have multiple waves of severe weather this afternoon. Looking at the current radar, you see that thunderstorm up there in Carroll County, now moving out of Carroll County, that prompted that severe thunderstorm warning up around the I-20 interchange there around 100 earlier this afternoon. And then down in Randolph County, we have a storm cell right there in the central part of the county, just south of Wedowee, just north of Roanoke, moving off to the east. Not severe at the moment. Tremendous amount of lightning output with that storm there around Needham's Hill on Highway 431. We'll take you in a little closer and take a look at that for you. You see right there, basically from about Roxton all the way to Wedowee, or just south of Wedowee, and that stretches from the Alabama-Georgia state line all the way back into Clay County. So right there along the, or just south of Highway 48 from about Wedowee all the way down to just north of Roanoke. Very heavy rainfall, tremendous amount of lightning taking place there. But again, nothing severe at the moment. Then we have the same thing up in the northern part of the county. Very heavy thunderstorms up here in extreme southeastern Cleburne, down into extreme northeastern or southeastern Cleburne, northeastern Randolph. That stretches back into Carroll County. And then another band of showers from just east of Woodland back over to around the Liberty community just south of Delta and back down to Ashland. Heavy rainfall at the moment over in Millerville. And then down in extreme southwest Clay County, we have a heavy rain shower there as well. No question, the heaviest storm in the area at the moment is down here in Chambers County, pretty much from about 5 points down to Lafayette and then off to the east. We're talking a tremendous amount of lightning output with this storm. Just in this one frame, we're looking at 143 lightning strikes just in the last 3 minutes across this portion of Chambers County. We're also getting a hail marker out of this storm. There's a 100% chance that we have hail in this particular cell and a 40% chance that we have severe hail taking place in this storm. So if you're anywhere east and north of Buffalo, south and east of 5 points, all the way over to the Georgia state line, and this is going to move into Troup County. So you folks over there around Gabbettville, just along and south of Holiday Park, or along and south of Highway 109, this storm headed right straight for you. So over there on West Point Lake, beyond the ready to go to shelter as this storm moves in. At the moment, the Weather Service has not issued anything on the storm, but you can clearly see the lightning output on this thing is just tremendous. So a lot of lightning taking place there. Also down in Chambers below Lynette, right there along the Alabama-Georgia line from really Casita back over to Lynette, West Point Valley, and then on into Georgia, all the way over to Pine Mountain. Very heavy storm there with a lot of lightning output as well with that particular cell. So I'll zoom back out and let you see the big picture of what's going on here. We had a tornado warning earlier down here just south of Columbus, and a storm that's now moved into Georgia that has been replaced with a severe thunderstorm warning. We do have some tornado warnings down here in southwest Georgia. You folks down in the Albany area, be ready to go to your safe place. You've got 2 thunderstorms down here just north of Colquitt that is going to be moving in the general direction of Dougherty County down here around Albany. So heads up there at these storms. And this is exactly what we would expect to see today. I think the tornadic activity is going to be more likely down in southwest Georgia, back into southeast Alabama, maybe south central Alabama, though we can't rule out a spin-up tornado up here in east central Alabama or west Georgia throughout the afternoon. I think the dynamics are better south of the I-85 corridor, or maybe south of Highway 80 corridor, which runs from Montgomery down to Columbus. That line and south is where the best chance for tornadic activity, I think, will take place this afternoon. Overall, for East Alabama and West Georgia, I believe the greatest risk is going to be damaging straight-line winds and large hail, potentially large hail up to the size of baseball. I think ping-pong to hen-size hail is going to be, hen-egg-size hail is going to be the greatest threat for the East Alabama, West Georgia area. Then the further south you go, the more intense the weather could possibly become. And so for you folks down there in southwest Georgia, Weather Service now issuing a severe thunderstorm warning for Dougherty County, which is going to include the north side of Albany. So that's from a different cell. The tornado-producing thunderstorm is still out there. We're going to keep an eye on that to see what it does. So that's just kind of a quick update on where we're at right now. Again, no severe weather warnings for any of our counties in East Alabama or West Georgia. All the severe weather is south of Columbus at the moment, and it's moving to the east. As we look at the overall big picture, and I'm going to zoom out, you can't see the reflectivity over there in Mississippi because we're looking at the Atlanta radar. Let me switch to the Birmingham radar just for a second, and then we can kind of see what's happening over there in Mississippi. But the gist of what I'm trying to show you here is that we have multiple watches over in Mississippi that stretch all the way back into Louisiana, as a matter of fact. So we got a long way to go. This is going to continue off and on this afternoon. It will continue into tonight. And for you East Alabama, West Georgia counties, it may be tomorrow morning before we start to see the severe weather threat lessen across East Alabama and West Georgia. If you're north of the I-20 corridor, yes, we have some strong thunderstorms up there north of Birmingham at this hour. But up there across North Alabama and North Georgia, weather conditions are just not quite as ripe for severe weather there. So I'm not anticipating a large outbreak of severe weather across the Tennessee Valley region or across the northeast Georgia mountain regions. Yes, we could have a rogue strong thunderstorm from time to time, but I really think the severe weather will be concentrated across East Alabama, West Georgia, and again, the further south you go, the greater that chance of severe weather is going to be this afternoon. It appears that our radar is locked up. We'll get that fixed in just a few moments. But just wanted to give you a quick update on how this is looking this afternoon. The greatest threat here is going to be damaging straight-line winds, large hail, and, of course, very dangerous lightning. I'm just scrolling through the comments over in the chat room, and I see a lot of folks talking about the thunder and the lightning. And the lightning output in these storms today is significant. And the reason it is significant is because of the friction in the clouds with the hail, and the very heavy rainfall is just creating a very high friction in the upper levels of the atmosphere, which is creating all of the lightning that's taking place in these storms. And that is going to continue throughout the remainder of the afternoon. I think we've got the radar back now. So I'm going to, again, take you over to Mississippi, and there's some storms taking place there just southwest of Columbus. Then we have another complex. Again, you can't see the reflectivity because we're not looking at that radar out there, but there's another complex of thunderstorms shaping up north of Shreveport, Louisiana. So that's at least 2 more rounds that's developing there. Probably would be after midnight or toward daybreak tomorrow before this Shreveport complex even makes it into East Alabama and West Georgia. So looking at that shot right there, you can clearly see why this is going to be a long duration event that will continue for the remainder of the afternoon into the overnight hours, and then maybe all the way into mid-morning tomorrow. Is it going to storm the entire time between now and tomorrow morning? The answer to that question is no. But there will be periods of showers and thunderstorms, and the risk of severe weather at any given location south of the I-20 corridor is pretty high this afternoon and tonight. So we're going to continue to watch this for you very closely. We will be back with weather information as conditions warrant. And make sure that you have multiple ways of receiving severe weather information as we continue to ride this thing out. Again, the strongest storm in the area right now is in northeastern Chambers County. They're around Fredonia. The lightning output on that storm is very impressive, and that's going to continue working off to the east, northeast into Troup County, northwestern Troup County. Then we have another cell coming out of extreme northeastern Lee County, southeastern Chambers, that's also working just south of the I-85 corridor over in Harris County in extreme southern Troup County. Both of those storms with a tremendous amount of lightning output this afternoon. We'll continue to watch it for you and bring you updates as we can this afternoon and tonight and into tomorrow morning on Dr. Don's Weather. Thanks for joining us.